maybe there's something being missed. I remember when I brought up to a particular believer, recently that I was going to start this meditation myself. I remember now, when I was years ago, when I used to practice the martial art for a lot of years, and then I remember I became a believer, and I was practicing this martial art, a particularly Japanese style of martial art, and we were sitting, sort of in a meditation, the whole room, we were all in there meditating. I'm worried about, negative spirits. I'm Jesus, 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 Jesus. I was saying that to myself, in ignorance. Meditation is a good thing. But I remember sharing this with a particular believer, and I was like, this particular believer, they rolled their eyes at me, here we go, how ridiculous. I think that we have to recognize that, again, that God was here before any of the religions came into being. And that in that reality that I've embraced, that we all have a piece of God within it. We're all made with the material of God, the DNA of God, the fingerprint of God with each of our lives. There is a truth. God is everywhere. God is everywhere. You can look at nature, and you can watch, look at nature, in the storm, and you can see how a big oak tree will be broken, and then you find a palm tree or like a reed, and the wind will just bend, and when that terrible storm is over, the reed will still be standing there, or the palm tree will still be standing there, because they were flexible. That's a principle of God. Principle of God, you can look at the seasons, you can look at the seasons and recognize how, in the fall and then in the winter, how the leaves have all fallen from the trees and the trees look dead, But then in the spring, that they all come back to life again, that's a principle of God. So you can see God everywhere. I look at wisdom. I look at wisdom as all wisdom coming from God, all wisdom and all truth. As sort of like gold nuggets that God has planted all over the creation and everywhere. And when we find ourselves when we limit ourselves to one particular field, only in this field can I pluck gold nuggets. We miss all those little treasures that are planted all over the creation of God. Simply being a creation of God, you can't help but be a gold nugget. You can't help but find gold nuggets in everything that God has created, because in every piece of creation of God was made with the substance of what God is. Everything must have gold nuggets, simply because everything is created out of the substance of God. And I cannot see that anything that is created out of the substance of God does not have a gold nugget in it, or is not made of gold nuggets. So I'm saying, even in the meditation, again, we attribute that to like Eastern, religions. But Christianity itself is an Eastern religion, but we're not even really talking about religion. We're simply talking about relationship with the Creator, communing with the Creator. And when you recognize just how vast the Creator is, we look at God sometimes like the old white guy with white hair and a beard, and that's who we're talking to, or we're praying, and that's who we're expecting, believing that God is or God looks like. But recognizing the vastness of God, that, in my mind, I see God possibly as the universe. But if you don't see that, then God would have to be greater than the universe to create the universe. And so in a humility, and just sort of in a reality, it's more practical to commune with the Creator, recognizing that you are made of the substance of the Creator, and that even in that meditation and that introspection, you might hear that still small voice, and that still small voice is God. I know we've talked about a lot of stuff. It might seem like I'm rambling, I don't know. But we're going to continue this, in the next program. Because this is very important that we be well, for real. So without further ado, I'm going to bid you farewell for this segment. And I want to leave you with this one tidbit, this one nugget, golden nugget, It's that God truly, truly loves you. He really does. And so do I.